Hey, Nate. How's life? I don't know. It's alright. I've been dealing with some things like every human being and really didn't sleep much last night. I'm sorry. That's fine. I just think I need a little me time. I just think I need a little free time. A little break from the shows and the bus rides. Yeah. Last year I had a breakdown. Thoughts telling me I'm lost, getting too loud. Had to see a therapist and I found out something funny's going on up in my house. Yeah, started thinking maybe I should move out. You know, pack my car, take a new route. Clean up my yard, get the noose out. Hang up my heart, let it air out. I've been searching. What does that mean, Nate? I've been learning. Grabbing my keepsakes, leaving my burdens. Well, I brought a few with me. I'm not perfect. Looking at the view like this concerns me. Picking up the cues right, I'm quite nervous. Hate it when I lose sight, life gets blurry and things might hurt me. It's probably gonna be a long journey, but it's worth it though. Cold world out there, kids, grab your coats. Been a minute, I know, now I'm back to Rome. Looking for the antidote to crack the code. Pretty vivid, I admit it, I'm in classic mode. Don't need pity given to me, but I can't condone. Talking down to me, I'ma have to crack your nose for cracking jokes. I'm looking for the map, the hope, you see that? Been making a whole lot of changes. Wrote a song about that, you should play it. I get scared when I walk on these stages. I look at the crowd and see so many faces. Yeah, that's when I start to get anxious. That's when my thoughts can be dangerous. That's when I put on my makeup and drown in self-hatred. Forget what I'm saying and where the beat go? Oh, ain't that something? Drums came in, you ain't see that coming. Hands on my head, can't tell me nothing. Got a taste of the fame, it upon my stomach. Throw it back up like I don't want it. Wipe my face, clean up my vomit. OCD trying to push my buttons. I said don't touch it. Now y'all done it. I can be critical, never typical. Intricate with every syllable, I'm a criminal. Intimate but never political, pretty visual. Even if you hate it, I'll make you feel like you're in it though. You call me what you want, but never call me forgettable. Leave you deep in thought, I can never swim in the kiddie pool. Waited, I've been thinking the cinematic is beautiful. Man, I don't know if I'm making movies or music videos. Yeah, the sales can rise, doesn't mean much though when your health declines. See, we've all got something that we trapped inside that we try to suffocate, you know, hoping it dies. Try to hold it underwater, but it always survives. And it comes up out of nowhere like an evil surprise. Then it hovers over you to tell you millions of lies. You don't relate to that? Must not be as crazy as I'm. The point I'm making is the mind is a powerful place, and what you feed it can affect you in a powerful way. It's pretty cool, right? Yeah, but it's not always safe. Just hang with me, this'll only take a moment, okay? Just think about it for a second. If you look at your face every day when you get up and think you'll never be great, you'll never be great. Not because you're not, but the hate will always find a way to cut you up and murder your faith. I've been developing, take a look at the benefits. Nothing to meddle with, I can never be delicate. My even relevant, that depends how you measure it. Take a measurement to back it up and give me the evidence. Pretty evident, dependable, can never be tentative. I'm a gentleman, depending on if I think you're genuine. Pretty elegant, but not afraid to tell you to get a grip. Proper etiquette, I keep it to myself when I celebrate. It's that time again. Better grab your balloons and invite your friends. Seat belts back on, yeah, strap them in. Look at me, everybody, I'm smiling big. On a road right now that I can't predict. Tell me tone that down, but I can't resist. Y'all know that sound, better raise your fist. The search begins, I'm back, so enjoy the trip.
MTM, hit him with the heat. Below the average, still I walk tall. 96 the Ville, feeling like the hero up the hood. I never meant to be what I became. I'm a Florida boy that couldn't afford a fort. At the corner store with 5 of my homies with the Glock inside my jacket, making racket, trying to sell a sack so I can get the hatchback. Copper pull me over, that's a setback. It ain't nothing I can't bounce back from. They love my style, they love the way that I've been using my tongue. But hey, how you hate somebody putting on for your city? I got 1,000 enemies and yeah, they all wanna rip me. But even if you kill me, I would never die. My words will live forever. I thought this money was supposed to make my life look better, but now this money got me dancing with the devil. Heavy metal got my pants sagging like a 90s rebel. I can never settle, I need my settlements lately. Been around the world, but Miami is where my grave be. Take my life away and let me die where I reside. I'm a Florida boy forever, my city immortalized. Everybody wanna be around me cause I'm hot. Yeah, watch me drop the top like an aftershock. Yeah, take my life away and let me die where I reside. I'm a Florida boy forever, my city immortalized. Everybody wanna be around me cause I'm hot. Yeah, watch me me drop the top like an aftershock. Shake hands with the right, but on the left I got the Nina. Serena couldn't serve you rappers better than me either. Took a gamble with my life, I spent my money on the chain. Threw it all away to run away from all the pain. You was a rap from the beginning, trying to play me like a bitch. I guess that come with the game, the pros and cons of getting rich. Real, recognize fake, see it in your face. You hanging around my nuts to get a taste. Baby, let me tell you something, most these rappers got their mans in their pocket, locked up to a 360. So your soul for an all-go rope, wrapped around your throat. And now you walking around the city like you running the show. But I know you got yourself into something hard to get out, especially when half the world got your name in their mouth. You feel the pressure on your spine, cripple up your mind. Diamond in the rough, waiting to be mine. Ay, take my life away and let me die where I reside. I'm a Florida boy forever, my city immortalized. Everybody wanna be around me cause I'm hot. Yeah, watch me drop the top like an aftershock. Yeah, take my life away and let me die where I reside. I'm a Florida boy forever, my city immortalized. Everybody wanna be around me cause I'm hot. Yeah, watch me drop the top like an aftershock.
Dear God, where'd you go? You haven't been answering your phone. Not saying I'm mad, but the world is fucked up. So you should come around more. Oh dear God, I hate to say, people don't believe in you these days. Not saying I don't, but the world is fucked up. So you should come around more. Oh dear God, we haven't talked in a while. I'm all grown up now, but still feel like a child. And I'm sorry that I only holler when I need a favor, but all my people really need a savior. Enough about me, what about you, dog? You beefing with science? And by the way, I got some bad pressure in my sinus. It may be a migraine, and maybe the climate change, but who am I to talk? I haven't recycled in 5 days. Dear God, we still celebrate Christmas, cause the novelty of holidays is really big business. You heard the prophecy of old Saint Nick. I heard this year he got misclassed some big fake tits. And the longer you go missing, the more the story's twisted, and people count the days to make their birthday wishes. And it's never gonna change. So you should come around more. Oh dear God, where'd you go? You haven't been answering your phone. Not saying I'm mad, but the world is fucked up. So you should come around more. Oh dear God, I hate to say, people don't believe in you these days. Not saying I don't, but the world is fucked up. So you should come around more. Goddamn, people say that I'm insensitive and that I use your name in vain, and I should be more sensitive. But I bet they mean more secretive, to not expose the hypocrite in every walking piece of shit. And hiding is insulting your intelligence. That fake ass walking around in Sunday's best, when they know the world revolves around money and sex. The worst people are the first to forget. I bite my tongue but can't change how I think. I talk to you because I can't afford a shrink. It's the everyday people do the ugliest things, and it's never gonna change. So you should come around more. Oh dear God, where'd you go? You haven't been answering your phone. Not saying I'm mad, but the world is fucked up. So you should come around more. Oh dear God, I hate to say, people don't believe in you these days. Not saying I don't, but the world is fucked up. So you should come around more. Oh dear God, and it's never gonna change. So you should come around more. Oh dear God, and it's never gonna change. So you should come around more. And it's never gonna change. So you should come around more. Oh dear God, and it's never gonna change. So you should come around.
losing my faith today.
Falling off the edge today.
I am just a man, not superhuman.
I'm not superhuman.
Someone save me from the haze. It's just another war. Just another family torn.
Falling from my feet today.
Just a step on the edge. Just another day in the world we live. I need a hero. Save me now. I need a hero.
Save me now.
I need a hero. Save my life. A hero will save me.
Just in time.
I've gotta fight today to live another day. Speaking my mind today.
My voice will be heard today.
I've gotta make a stand, but I am just a man.
I'm not superhuman.
My voice will be heard today. It's just another war. Just another family
My
torn.
voice will be heard today.
It's just another kill. The countdown begins to destroy ourselves. I need a hero to save me now. I need a hero.
Save me now.
I need a hero to save my life. A hero will save me.
Just in time.
I need a hero to save my life. Just in time. Save me just in time. Save me just in time. Who's gonna fight for what's right? Who's gonna help us survive? We're in the fight of our lives.
When I'm ready to die.
Who's gonna fight for the weak? Who's gonna make them believe? I've got a hero living in me. I've gotta fight for what's right. Today I'm speaking my mind. If it kills me tonight,
We'll be ready to
a
die.
hero's not afraid to give his life. A hero's gonna save me just in time. I need a hero to save me now. I need a hero. I need a hero to save my life. A hero will save me. I need a hero who's gonna fight for what's right. Who's gonna help us survive. I need a hero who's gonna fight for the weak. Who's gonna make them believe. I need a hero. I need a hero. A hero's gonna save me just in time. Take heat, fuck these niggas up.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another wonderful week of games here at Affliction Esports. Cameraman Dory K is showing himself on the camera again. I'm going to be your play-by-play today, and joining me from Excellency is going to be Shells Shellatron. Make sure you follow him over there on Twitter. How you feeling? It's your first time in Affliction, man.
Yeah, first time in Affliction. Thanks for having me, man. A little bit of an emergency go ahead and casting, but this is going to be a really exciting one. I'm actually very excited to get a chance with Affliction Esports in our Gold Series today. We have a very, very exciting matchup between Lit Club, the Literature Club. They're 3-1, tied for first place in the league right now, going up against Lee Sin to Your Heart. They're 2-2. Just that one loss takes them from first to seventh in the league. So this is going to be a very exciting matchup that can really shift the standings as far as, how we're looking at the early stages of Affliction Esports Gold League.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we get ready to queue up for the draft, we probably want to talk a little bit about what's kind of happening in the meta. I know that Literature Club does have some pretty cut and paste, forward-esque low elo compositions. Try to make the champions easy to execute on. Click your buttons. Make sure your buttons are easy to click. But it really works out for them. So having compositions that are that powerful feels pretty good to me. I don't know.
Oh yeah, it definitely is. And I actually want to see what Listen to Your Heart does because, look, like you said about Literature Club, it's kind of straightforward as we get to the picks and bans right now. But you see Razor Leaf has 53 games in this Kaisa. Wiggy Wonka has 30 games on the Malzahar with a almost 70% win rate. That's very, very interesting. Kawaii Maya has a lot of games with these enchanters like Lulu and Yumi and Nami. Those aren't exactly in the meta, but those could draw some bans because if you see that the Lulu is such a strong pick for one player, take that away, and you see what they do on their much, much less played champions, and that can have a huge effect on the whole game as a whole. But like I said, the picks and bans are already coming in. We see the Malzahar immediately is banned, followed by the Vayne, and the Seraphine on the other side for Leads Into Your Heart.
That's absolutely right. The Seraphine has been showing her face in so many roles. It makes it really difficult to play against, and it makes it especially difficult to draft against. Just her degree of safety and her synergy with the various builds that you can go with right now just are incredibly good. And while Udyr took a nerf bat hit last patch, it hasn't really slowed him down, because right now there aren't many options that kind of contest with him, and the nerfs to the jungle pathing haven't really affected him. You still have the ability to do your buff Gromp clear and still hit level 3. You still hit level 4 on a full clear. You're going to be a little bit more starved for gold, but at the same time, Udyr's build never was that expensive to begin with.
Yeah, never was all that expensive, but champions that actually can clear jungle very, very fast aren't going to be too hurt, because he's a very fast clearer and he can spam gank. And those are the two things that are actually going to be so much more valuable in this new jungle meta. So Udyr hasn't really been hurt too much, as we see the very first pick is going to be Lit Club taking this Misfortune. I'm going to go ahead and mention the bans from Leads Into Your Heart. They chose all of the annoying champs. Seraphine is very annoying to play against. Udyr is supremely annoying to play against. And Senna, all that poke and sustain in lane. And once she becomes a real champion at 3 items, that Kraken, that Rage Blade, and that RFC, that Rapid Fire Cannon, she hits like a truck from very, very far away. So all the very annoying champs you don't want to play against, strong, but just you don't even want to see them in your games. Those are very great bans. As we do see the Jinx answer, the champ that was just buffed, I believe twice, buffed, and then one of her nerfs she got from the HP got reversed, so just have that 60 extra AP on her now. Or HP, I mean. She's going to be a very interesting pick this early on into her reintroduction to being one of those fringe meta picks.
Yeah, absolutely. And she does outrange the Misfortune. When she's able to sustain through lane, she's good to go. She was a little bit lacking on HP for a champion that isn't particularly known for being able to lane, and Riot actually took out the buff that they had in PvE because it was just far too powerful. They reverted the health nerf, and they actually got rid of, they originally planned to actually increase the range while she was in Fishbones, and they realized that might be a little too OP. Like having a basic ability that makes you as far range as like a Kog'Maw? No, that's
yeah.
But they ended up doing that. You do see the Pantheon lock in on the other side along with the Yasuo. They're looking at being able to set up that point and click CC is always good.
Yeah, so picking up the Yasuo looks like it's going to try to be LGA in that mid lane. It's one of his most played champions. He plays both these brothers, both Yasuo and Yone. Looking to get just a full outskill matchup there. Him versus Diana in that mid lane. I want to see how that works out for them. Pantheon is another very strong support. Got hit with a lot of nerfs, but as a support, he's still very strong. As he mentioned, the point and click stun is going to be very, very this really hard to lane against. But like I mentioned, the Lulu does get picked in Leads Into Your Heart's first round of picks, because that's just a very strong, very comfortable pick for Kawhi Maya, and that's paired up with the Diana in the mid lane. That's going to be the mid lane is going to be a very skill-based matchup that should be relatively bloody.
Yeah, and with Diana being yet another melee champion, she does have the ability to face Yasuo down, and if there's anybody that's going to be able to do it, it's going to be our boy Wiggy Wonka. LGA has been leading the league in stats. He's been leading the league in pretty much every way you can as a mid laner, and Wiggy Wonka's here to say, you know what, no, I'm not going to just sit back and play something that wave clears. I'm not going to just play calmly in lane. I'm going to take the fight to you.
Yeah, and that's what you want to see out of your mid laner, especially in this kind of league where, look, the mid lane gives you that priority for your jungler, and it can open up the objectives. And usually what we see in the meta right now is the more proactive jungler wins. But going back to these bans, we did see Irelia and the Morgana ban from Lee Sin, and we do see the Malphite and Olaf. So look, it's kind of interesting that neither of these teams actually prioritized jungle in their very first round of picks, but we do see right here Skarner does get picked. This is gonna be Isobo Monster, Isom Star. Look, it's really hard. No, it's actually Steve Tortilla. It's Steve Tortilla's Skarner here, so I haven't actually say the name at all. But this is a very, very interesting pick. We've seen Skarner rise in priority in the meta. He is a kidnap monster. He flashes in, gets that ult on you, and you are going to be going from one side of the map to the other. And with this blow up potential from the Diana and the Jinx, you're going to be on the map for another 1.4 seconds before you're actually gone. But we do see Lit Club Esports answer back. It's going to be Wanderer on this Alistar and the Volibear top.
And the Alistar
Very strong potential.
Yeah, the Alistar is a fantastic way to deal with Skarner. That and Morgana, they tend to be the most common ones. But banning out the Olaf and the Malphite kind of set up the Skarner pick really well, and it's looking good. He does have one good target. He's got the Misfortune, should be relatively easy to hang on to. And the Pantheon could be caught with his pants down if he tries to W someone. Skarner just yoinks him out of the fight. But the Volibear is actually really interesting too. You can tell that they're going for a ton of dive here.
Yeah, they definitely want a lot of dive here, but that Volibear pick is very telling into this. If it's going to be an Ornn here in the top lane for Izabom Star. Very, very strong weak side top laner. But the Alistar pick to me tells me, okay, this is not going to be a support Pantheon. That's going to be solo lane Pantheon. To me, Pantheon's been so gutted in the jungle that has to be top Pantheon jungle Volibear. It could be top lane volley, but Pantheon jungle is just not strong in the meta anymore. So I don't think that's going to be, or I think it shouldn't be what happens here. But Volibear jungle isn't the strongest either. These are both better in solo lanes, mostly Volibear on top. But I definitely want to see which between Fat Tigers and LGA is going to be, or in a Kane, who's going to be piloting which of these champions, because I don't know just how strong either Pantheon or Volley is going to be in the jungle.
Yeah, honestly, both of them kind of fell out of their place, like you said, exactly. It seems like it's a very comfort-oriented composition. Again, super easy to execute. Probably the hardest champion to play on the side of Literature Club is going to be Yasuo. But at the same time, LGA is definitely their guy to be the one who's clicking those complicated buttons. But at the same time, you've got Lee Sin to your heart drafting what is essentially a ticking, crazy, Jinx-focused time bomb, really.
Yeah, once Jinx gets that third item and she is just zooming everywhere, just hitting you with those rockets on cooldown, and maybe even potentially, if you get behind, stealing objectives away with that huge rocket, then you can be doing, I mean, look, it's a very strong protect comp. You have a lot of engage with the Ornn and the Skarner, a strong front line. If anyone gets in on you, Diana's right there to blow them up as well, and then Lulu's also protecting you. So if you are Razor Leaf, the kiting and positioning is going to be is of paramount importance here on this Jinx, because it is really a protect the VIP comp here, but there is still some damage. And in this Skarner, if we see Steve Tortilla being very effective on the map, moving around and getting some flash ult, maybe in the mid lane, I do want to see first of all what the what happens here in the top and jungle. But if you can get this Yasuo behind, if LGA is able to get caught out by the side of Listen to Your Heart, this could be a very, very interesting comp for them. And if they can accelerate their team, accelerate this Jinx, accelerate this Skarner, you can have a very, very clear path to victory here.
That's absolutely correct, and my apologies. I had to get... There we go. Okay, so we've got the overlay working. They're going to be going through the picks here one more time. I'm so sorry I actually missed that, but we see them actually doing the lock-ins. Now, if you had to make an educated guess, where would you say the Pantheon and Volibear are going?
I would need the Pantheon to go top and Volley to go into the jungle. That may not be the best, but I just don't think that... There it is. Yep, okay. Yeah, so we do see Pantheon top, but yeah, it's not... I say it's not the best, but it's like, it's the best of a bad situation there. You want the Pantheon out of the jungle. Volibear isn't all that bad, and I think we're going to see top... We're going to see, not top, we're going to see tank Volibear. We have seen some Riftmaker. We have seen a little bit of this AP Volibear creeping up, sometimes in the meta, sometimes, just as a one of those fun picks, but... I do want to see what happens with Kine here on this Volley. It could go either way, because this team comp, if you look around, has literally 0 AP. So if you're listening to your heart, you can honestly just go ahead and stack MR or stack armor, and you're 100% straight.
Yeah. Now bear with me. And the bear is not supposed to be a pun. Okay, it's a pun.
Fun.
Bear with me. We go AP Volley Bear. No, if I'm being realistic, the build isn't as good as it used to be, especially with the mythic item that it used to go. I always blank on the name of it. The Omnivamp one.
The Riftmaker?
Riftmaker. With Riftmaker not
Yeah.
being as powerful as it used to be, the Gnasher's Tooth build being a little bit more stunted, especially since it doesn't provide him any HP or any sustainability when clearing. It does offer attack speed, but it does require some ramping up. Jokes aside, AP Volley would be hilarious, but at the same time you do have options. You have multiple potential Black Cleaver builders. You have Last Breath, which provides that percentage armor penetration. Percentage armor penetration? Yes. So you do have the opportunity. Skarner and Ornn, though, they are going to be tanky. They do have the option. Literature Club does have the options to dive onto the Jinx, but having a Lulu on your team and an Ornn, and having like multiple, I guess, modes of playing out a team fight, I think Listen to Your Heart has drafted really intelligently. And I didn't really see it coming, to be honest. It's real good, in my opinion.
Yeah, they've done a really good job of both being able to attack front to back and really be able to peel away from this dive comp, because on the side of Lit Club Esports, like, yes, you have the sustained backline damage of the Misfortune, but like I said, if you're Lee Sin, you can just go ahead and you can stack armor, number one. But number two, if you can survive this burst with this Lulu, and I mean, in Skarner, you can get it's a very strong way to get a pick right there. But if you can survive the burst from Fat Tigers jumping in, Volibear trying to get that stun in, or getting the Stormbreaker and the and coming through here and coming through and jumping on you, and the Alistair coming in with the Pulverize and all that kind of stuff, you can have a very, very strong turn, and you can have a really strong advantage, turning around all those engages that Lit Club has to make. That's their win comp. They have to go in on you. They have one mode of playing. They have to go in. You can try to play front to back with this comp, but that's not exactly what they like to do. It's not what they want to do. And I think that, Listen to Your Heart, their composition actually plays that better. They actually want you to try to go front to back on them. And if they're actually set up in an objective, I think Listen to Your Heart have a stronger chance of winning. Although Lit Club, with the Make It Rain and a timely, well-positioned bullet time, can give you some very, very huge problems.
Absolutely. And with that, we're actually going to go to a quick intermission. After this, you're going to see us in Game 1 trying to see if Literature Club can stay at the top of the standings, or if Listen to Your Heart can get an early start on another episode upset 2 weeks in a row. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you soon.
Masterminds. We gonna get this forever. You know, whenever we link up, my nigga, they think this shit come from outer space or something. Nigga, let's get this money, nigga. Woo! Woo! Masterminds. ROC, double MG. Jay, I got it. 4 stacks for the hills on my bitch feet. Car seat still smelling like 10 keys. Tell a plug that I'm looking for an increase. Wingstop, fat boy, need a 10-piece. Say a nigga name in the car star. Nigga switching lane to lane like Walmart. Sipping Bordeaux, out in Bordeaux. Has the lights flashing on the Bordeaux. Switch the Benzo for the Enzo. Back to the Benzo when the end's low. Switch your old bitch from a new bitch. Come a new bitch, something like an info. Fuck the game raw when I came in it. Getting money ever since I came in it. You couldn't stop me if you tried. Motherfucker, cause the devil is alive. Big guns, big whips. Rich nigga talking big shit. Double cup, gold wrist. Double up on the blow, bitch. 2 mil on that I-95. Bow your head cause it's time to pay tax. Opposition want me dead or alive. Motherfucker, but the devil is alive. The devil is alive. Bitch, I'm the truth. The devil is alive. Bitch, I'm the proof. The devil is alive. The devil is alive. Bitch, I'm alive. The devil is alive. 2 kings on the big screen. Niggas seen the 36 at 16. 100K for the 16. Niggas stick dirty, but his dick clean. My money going on the deep end. Talk $500,000 for the weekend. Contract like a nigga play defense. Curry's in the Maybach, bitch, peeking. Now the bitches want a car hop. 6 trills for the cars in the car lot. Dope boys on the gold, nigga. Win gold 6 times for a gold, nigga. Black bottle in the bad bitch. Club all money where the cash is. Dubai, I can do it like a sheik. Top flow, nigga, Virgin Khalid. Big guns, big whips. Rich nigga talking big shit. Double cup, gold wrist. Double up on the blow, bitch. 2 mil on that I-95. Bow your head, cause it's time to pay tithes. Opposition want me dead or alive. Motherfucker, but the devil is alive. The devil is alive. Bitch, I'm the truth. The devil is alive. Bitch, I'm the proof. The devil is alive. I got him, Ricky. The devil is alive. Bitch, I'm alive. The devil is alive.
It's a true false fiction. It's a true false fiction. It's over ABS. I never fuck with true religion. Am I down with the devil? Come a roof, come a missing. Is that Lucifer juice in that 2 cup be sipping that? Do say, baby, welcome to the dark side. Coulda got blacklist for the crack shit. White Jesus in my crock pot. I mixed the shit with some soda. Now black Jesus turned water to wine, and all I had to do was turn the stove up. East Coast.
Welcome back, Affliction Esports. We are in with our first game of the night, Lit Club Esports versus Listen to Your Heart. We had a quick little pause there, but we are back at it again. I am Shellatron, and I am here with my main man in the building, man. Let's talk about this game, Duck for you. Let's talk about this game a little bit, and what we see happening right here. We see a quick potential invade going off the side of Lit Club Esports.
Yeah, and it looks like we're actually having a topside invade. They do have some pretty good level 1 abilities here, but Isbamastar should spot it out. He gets the dash off, so we know Oran's going to be starting the E here.
And that's a good enough little invade there. You get there's no vision there, but you do get the side of Listen to Your Heart to waste 2 of their wards in less than desirable spots, but you do see the bottom lane of Lee Sin go ahead and get that deep ward onto the opponent's red buff there. So you get some wards out of them up top, but you are able but you are disadvantaged by that ward at your red buff. Everything's fine. Looking on the side of these keystones, though, we do see Razorleaf going with the Conqueror build. We sometimes see lethal tempo on the Jinx, but Swaddle Bill going for the Comet Misfortune and starting Dorn's Blade, not starting Comet, or not starting Tyr, is an interesting move. We gotta see how that works out for them in the bot lane.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. From what I've seen, it seems like you go the Thorn's Blade early instead if you think that you're still going to have that laning prowess, which in a way you do, as long as Wanderer doesn't take the poke, I guess. But you do actually have them walking up already trying to take these early hits. Not a whole lot going on. What do you think is going to be the most impactful when it comes to jungle presence, when it comes to the early clearing from the Skarner and the Volibear?
Well, first of all, we can see that both these jungles started at their blue, so we're going to see Steve Tortilla on this Skarner pathing up toward his red, and Kain starting to go toward his bot lane here. I think that I really want to see what I can do with my mid lane. These are both going to be kill-hungry, aggressive mid laners, the Diana and the Yasuo, so I definitely want to see how that works out. I want to probably make my presence known most there, as we do see that Wiggy Wonka is able to get a ward onto the Raptor camp of Kain here, which he will be on just a minute. But I wouldn't also be surprised if the bot lane was the focal point, just because two supports that can sustain their laners, and there's not a lot of kill pressure here, honestly. There's a lot of good peel, a lot of good sustain in this lane. I would want to see if I can get my Misfortune ahead, because she is... Wait a minute.
Yeah, we do have a little bit of a fight coming in here. We got Kain trying to go for a little gank, but Wiggy Wonka pressed a little bit back too far, not going to be able to get anything out of that. So what was that point you were making? Yeah,
so because there is so much peel and there is so much just there's so little kill pressure in the bot lane. Miss Fortune is already a lane bully, so she can get ahead. She can become even more so, even against this Lulu. But Jinx, as a scaling champion, if you allow Jinx to get ahead early and allow her to go ahead and accelerate her build and accelerate her power spike, then she becomes a bigger monster. In that time, that ticking time bomb back of your head, that timer you have going on, it just gets moved up so much quicker, and that is not what you want to have. Just knowing you have that security that Jinx isn't very strong early and has to take a little bit of time to get stronger is part of your game plan when you go up against a Jinx player. But with that gank attempt, you can call it, maybe in the mid lane, kind does slow down his jungle clear. As a volley bear, you really don't like to see that.
Yeah, absolutely, and it does look like you're going behind by one camp, and LGA about to get caught out here. Wiggy Wonka hopping onto LGA, only taking a little bit of damage. Steve Tortilla is not able to get enough damage off to do anything here. Isn't able to get any kind of presence out of him. So, we look like we're going to get a reset from the Skarner. Guy doesn't have any camps on the top side. You do have Skarner with a one camp clear advantage, but the Bully Bear about to grab those Krugs and even it out with Wiggy Wonka actually getting off to a really good start, has that CS lead on LGA, and he's being pushed into his tower. We should see resets coming in soon, and this first Drake going to be spawning here in 15 seconds.
Yeah, so we're going to see Steve Tortilla go ahead and path back downward toward his bot lane. Both those camps are up. Wiggy Wonka taking the first back right here. Oh, no, actually cancels his back with the wave just going back to the middle. We see the first move by Lit Club Esports. The bot lane gets the push, and the jungler goes down to the dragon. So this should be an uncontested first dragon take. It's going to be an Ocean Drake. So we have a chance at getting one of those undesirable souls here. Maybe that Cloud Soul coming in. Steve Tortilla going to go ahead and take a look, but going to be not making a move there, I don't think.
He's going to see it happening. He's going to have to walk away. First Drake going over to the side of Literature Club, and that's a pretty good one to get first. Typically, you don't really worry too much, but Fat Tiger actually being forced to use his flash here barely gets away, and he's all... I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. Ornn doing a fantastic job of saying, Pantheon, what? Nah, Pantheon's not laning strong against me. I am Ornn. I'm the attack, wizard, tank, DPS... everything.
Cleric, he is literally everything out there, and he's also, wait a minute,
and he's gonna take just a simple first blood. That's Ornn getting the first blood off on the Pantheon, and that is not what you want to see as Literature Club.
Yeah, you're playing a weak side top laner. You're playing against a weak side top laner in Ornn. A lot of people they know that Ornn's a tank, but they don't respect his kill pressure that he can have with that extra burst. He only has cloth armor in the lane, but if you don't respect him and that quick little burst and that spacing he can just close against you, especially under tower, he'll tank those tower shots early in the game. He does not care at all, and we see Fat Tigers on this Pantheon top not respecting the Ornn at level. Actually, he just hit level 6 a second ago, but he was at level 5 then, and you have to respect Ornn at all times because he has that burst potential. And the only thing that we can say that it's actually of any sort of advantage or good news for Lit Club is that although Fat Tigers did burn his flash earlier, he was able to walk back the lane, did not have to burn the teleport as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And you do see that adaptation coming in from the Pantheon. He's not going for the lethality item, at least not initially. He's got the pickaxe going into the armor stacking Ornn. This is going to be a problem if this Ornn gets ahead. He's already got the Thorn Mail, and Izo is definitely someone that we know can tank up a team fight, positions incredibly well, and he was a crucial stepping stone to their success last week.
Yeah, Izo with the Bramble Vest, two cloth armors, Dorn Shield. If you thought you were going to kill him without any jungle presence before, you were wrong now. Maybe it was possible earlier, but you didn't respect him. He was able to get a 400 gold infusion, and now he's just sitting there with the wave in front of him saying, if you want to attack this wave, you can come at me, but just remember, I can zoom through this and burst you down very, very quickly.
And look at that. Just that Bellow's Breath did a third of his HP sitting in the wave, and because it's not an auto attack modifier or anything like that, he just doesn't even have to tank that massive wave. So Ornn still looking on a potential soft freeze right now. Would be hard freeze if he had that last caster minion, but he's still going to be able to sustain through this lane just fine. Pantheon is in some hot water right now.
Yeah, in some very, very hot water, almost down a full 20 CS, as we do see a potential. Ooh.
Oh, we actually see the flash coming in, but Kane actually backs off. Kawhi Maya managed to get the polymorph off, but Skarner trying to come in. Steve Tortilla looking for a play. Wiggy Wonka possibly looking for a dive. They don't have a wave here, but Wiggy Wonka gets the dash in. Here comes the Diana ultimate. Steve Tortilla getting the impale. Kane getting the flash ultimate off, and Jinx firing the rocket, and she gets the kill. Razorleaf taking the blue buff, taking that kill, and this is exactly what Lisa Into Your Heart needed to get their game plan working.
Yep, you allow the weak side top laner to get first blood in a 1v1, which might be happening again. Hold up.
And here he goes, popping the ultimate here. Izo getting the solo kill almost. Is he going to get it? He gets it. Bellows Breath taking down Fat Tigers 1-2-3 yet again. And Lisa Into Your Heart, -1 Ocean Drake are just in wonderful spot right now. Looking at a 2K gold lead. Jinx is huge, Ornn is huge, Skarner's even present, still not behind in CS, but you actually have Wanderer coming up, trying to get the stun onto Razorleaf, but the Chompers actually stop Swaddle Bill from following up, and down comes the bullet time, but we get the exhaust going off. Wanderer is forced to back off. Swaddle Bill had to actually cancel that, but Razorleaf being really greedy here. Is Wanderer going to be able to get the engaged? Kawhi Maya actually gets the Q off, and they're going to have to back off here, or will they?
Yeah, that was some very aggressive posturing there from the bot lane. I think from both bot lanes, actually, where there was some kill pressure there. But like I want to go back to that kill that happened in the bot lane where Kain just gets caught out, tries to gank. Ooh, good polymorph. Great polymorph.
I love this Lulu. The Lulu pick was fantastic. It stops Wanderer from doing anything here. And Wanderer is pretty well known for this Alistar, too.
Yeah, it stops Warner from doing anything. It can stop a Volibear from doing something, which you did see earlier in the game. It can stop a Pantheon from doing something to your carry. There's a lot of peel here, and if your initial attack, if your initial engage does fail, then we see what happened in the last engage. You see Steve Tortilla on the back end get the ultimate, get the suppress, drags but kind of away. He tries to run away, tries to ult away and flash. Then you see the rocket come out. But wait a minute.
And here comes Wiggy Wonka, again going from the engage, but gets the flash out. Razorleaf managed to get the ultimate. Wiggy Wonka is tanking the actual cannon. Swaddle Bill's going to go down. Wiggy Wonka forced to flash away, and Kane going to try to take it. Kawhi Maya takes the tower aggro, but gets the flash off and escapes. And Kane, just for good measure, waddles his way onto a trap. That is control of the jungle, control of the bot lane, control of the mid lane. Wiggy Wonka is having a great showing. He's making some fantastic roams this game, and he's set them up for second drink here.
Yep, and another free dragon here. Well, free being maybe the operative word here. That cost Lit Club Esports 2 of their members' lives and their jungle showing on the map, so you know exactly where he is. No, he cannot make a move for this objective. You could potentially just go straight for this Rift Herald if you really want to, but we're gonna go see them back. Maybe take this Gromp first. But I mean, that was just another great engage, a great roam from Wiggy Wonka. Razorleaf gets another kill, maybe a kill still using the ultimate there, using that rocket to get the last hit there. That's just fine. That's what you want. You want your Jinx to have a Kraken Slayer in the first 11 minutes of the game. We see a 3K, almost 3K gold lead starting to blossom here for Lisa Into Your Heart, and the competition that had all the scaling options in the late game kind of fighting options has started to go ahead and run away with the game. I mean, we see 2 solo kills for this Ornn. That's ridiculous.
Now the real question is, how do they get back into it? Do you take a look at LGA? While he hasn't been roaming, he does have the most farm in the game, and he's looking really powerful. Looks like he actually might be close to getting his own quiver item.
Yeah, he might be getting close to getting that mythic. As of right now, I don't think he has too much gold. I think he just went ahead and back, so he's a little bit kind of poor right now. But he should be making a move sometime very soon. This next back should be the one for him. But it's not going to be about the Yasuo. I think it has to be about Kayn on this Volibear. I mean, you chose Volibear jungle. If it's comfort, then let me see it, because I have not seen it yet, and you can't just be a farming jungler in this meta. You have to be very, very proactive. I want to see him maybe get a gank off on this Ornn on Izo. He's already pushed up, and the Rift Herald is up right now. Only a minute left to use it on the plates. Probably won't have time for that at all. So as we see Fat Tigers go ahead and take this back, that's not going to happen. it's just a little bit tough because if you're a jungler, you have to be proactive, and you don't have the time to see if you scale because the other team scales so hard, and they've already gotten a head start.
That's absolutely right. We want to see Kane trying to get some more of this presence on the map. He's farming relatively efficiently. He's only 5 CS down on the Skarner, but the Skarner also has 1 kill participation. Kane managing to go up here, going to take a little bit of farm, not really going to get anything out of it. He's there's actually the CC layering, but Ezo actually manages to get the ultimate flash to escape. Is he going to be able to still? Kane might have another Q coming back up. He's got the CDR from the blue, ability haste from the blue. And it looks like they're just going to let him go. You do have 2 plates remaining on that top tower. You got 3 and 1 auto. 3 plates remaining for blue side bot lane. And right now this game is just in control of Listen to Your Heart. And we'll have to see if Literature Club can try to make some moves to turn the pace of the game around.
Yeah, and the only consolation prize you do get for that gank, you do have to spend the ultimate from Fat Tigers using that Grand Starfall. But you did take Izo's flash. Now, how valuable is that on an Ornn who's gonna go ahead and back sometime soon and get his mythic most likely? You're on a Volibear who doesn't have his mythic, and you see the Skarner already has the Turbo Kim tank. You're losing in most lanes outside of this Yasuo, who has the most farm in the game, but he hasn't had an impact on the game in the same way that Wiggy Wonka has. You sacrificed 20-ish, 28-ish CS, but you've been a part of 3 of the 5 kills so far if you're this Diana, and we might see a little something happening or setting up in the mid lane here.
Yeah, Steve Tortilla is sitting on a pink ward, and you have Kane trying to go into the enemy Raptors. It's just going to be, again, good for him getting some farm, but not really kind of move that we're looking for. We're looking to see Kane try to do something here soon. Wanderer trying to take a stack, but Swaddlebill backs off. He's anticipating another 4-man dive while Kawaii Maya clears out that tri-brush.
You see this happening if you're on the side of Listen to Your Heart. This is the time to either help out your top lane or try to sneak away this Rift Herald. You're going to go ahead and give Yasuo this red. That'll be really good for LGA. But as you see your your bot turret go ahead and go down, as another big gold infusion goes to this Jinx and this Lulu in the bot lane, you have all the reason in the world to go ahead and go and start this Rift Herald on the top of a ward, no less. But this is the time to do it because you need to get some sort of objective, some sort of form of advantage. But look at the collapse right here.
But as you see Izo coming, you see all the bad guys coming in. Izo trying to get the fight down, pops the ultimate, going and getting stunned by Fat Tigers, isn't able to get the second proc off. Kane is looking for a re-engage, but Wiggy Wonka is here. The Impale comes down, and Fat Tigers has nowhere to go. LGA is following, though. If we can get a knockup from Wanderer, we might have a Yasuo ultimate coming in here. Are we going to see the last breath? Razor Leaf coming in late. Wanderer being forced to back off, and this fight is really split. Ugh. But Kawaii Maya able to rotate up, and bot lane, fresh off taking that turret, manages to make it a 5-man for Rift Herald, and yet another advantage for Listen to Your Heart here. That's going to go down real quick.
That's a great rotation, great comms, and that was pretty good peel from Lit Club. I mean, it ended up being that your top laner dies again, 0-3-0 on this Pantheon, saves his, let's call it what it is, not very proactive jungler's life there, as the mid turret is probably going to go down with this push. Maybe not actually, but this does, strangely enough, still give priority to Listen to Your Heart. You have your top laner who died. Yasuo, I thought, was backing right there, but they had a shot to go ahead and make an immediate move to this dragon. Not going to happen now. The dragon stacking is going to continue for the side of Lee Sin. 2 dragons to 1, as we see them with a almost 5k gold lead at 17 minutes. Only 3 members with mythics on their side, but that's a lot better than the 2 on the side of Lit Club Esports. This top laner is not even a champion, won't be a champion for a minute if he's laning against this Ornn. We need to see some proactivity, either a pick or maybe some good vision to make a move on the map somewhere for the side of Lit Club Esports, because as of right now, they're getting ran across all parts of the map. I mean, you see the Skarner in your jungle, farming away your camps. You say, okay, this is a good chance for me to go ahead and take this Rift Herald. It wasn't a good chance for you at all. I mean, they're just taking every single advantage, and they're running with it.
And this is truly reflective of the state of the game, right? You see much higher vision scores from the side of Steve Tortilla and Kawaii Maya, while they haven't been the necessarily like top of the stats this season, they have been incredibly good at acquiring that vision and playing around that vision, and this is definitely paying dividends for them. While they have all this priority, while they have the first tower, they've been taking control and choking Lit Club out of their own jungle, and this is just looking very doomed for them if they misstep at all.
Yeah, doom is the word if you don't get something to happen here. Fat Tigers is just perpetually disrespecting the burst potential of this Ornn. He is a level down, but that's not too big of a deal. I mean, there's a couple members who are levels down on the side of Lit Club Esports. That's fine, but there's so much pressure everywhere on the map as we do see 3 members of Lee Sin make a move to the mid lane. I just want to see some form of proactivity on the map from Kane here, because the longer this game goes on, listen to your heart is fine to just go ahead and farm and wait for the objectives and say, okay, well, we can wait the next 3 minutes for this Cloud Dragon to come up. We'll be just fine. They can wait it out and just scale. Lit Club has to make a move.
That's absolutely correct. The amount of pressure they're being put under is making it really difficult to beat. And we see the Impale coming down. Alistar actually doing Alistar things, managing to keep it from going down. And Kian going in with the ultimate. The bullet time coming down. Steve Tortilla able to survive due to the Lulu ult. And Kian actually getting turned on. No! Someone call an ambulance, but not for me. But Wiggy Wonka actually does get the last breath down. Yasuo is trying to get out of the middle of the fight. Steve Tortilla is walking in. LGA manages to barely survive thanks to the shield bow, and Fat Tiger's getting out, just limping. Razorleaf trying to get the damage down. Razorleaf about half HP. Kawhi Maya able to give those buffs, but that is another 1 fight. That is a 2 for 0 for the side of Listen to Your Heart, and that's going to be mid lane going down.
2 for 0. That was a very, very clutch fight from the member of the team you don't really think of too much. It was the Lulu with the Moonstone already finished, the exhaust after they got dove on. Swaddle Bill had a very good bullet time over the top after we did see Wanderer go ahead and peel for him after that the impale and just the kidnapping from Steve Tortilla. That was a decent disengage, a decent peel, but they just got caught out. I mean, it was Razorleaf who went ahead and took down the tower there in the mid lane, which would have been the difference maker if that tower hadn't been hit by the Rift Herald. That was going to be a pretty healthy, not diveable tower there in that fight. So, look, we're seeing just this is a team comp difference. This is just a team that was allowed to get ahead, too far ahead in gold, just taking fights that they should have lost. I mean, when you think about the comp for Lit Club Esports, when you're getting dove on and you actually get the counter and you bring them to your tier 2 turret, you should be the one to win if you have a Yasuo, a Pantheon, and a Misfortune with an Alistar. But this Lulu, able to get that Moonstone proc, able to get that exhaust off, and then Razorleaf, who is wildly ahead with 2 items, boots, and another crit cloak. I mean, you just have way too much damage, way too much peeling potential. No one fell. No one fell in that fight at all for Listen to Your Heart, and this is just indicative, like you mentioned, of the game state. I mean, what can you do when you have a good fight, a pretty damn good fight from Lit Club Esports that you don't kill anyone in?
It's absolutely right, and we are talking about how the mid lane matchup was going to be influential, how the junglers are going to impact the game, but so far, Kawhi Maya, those wild growths have just been on point. The Yasuo with his last breath hasn't been able to get anything done, and I think she's having a fantastic showing. Also, I was informed that I spread some fake news to you. It's pronounced Keen, not Kane apparently.
Keen.
I am sorry about that.
Key in, now we know. That's good information. It's always good to get the information about how to pronounce people's names. Want to get those right. Now, if there's anyone in the chat out there who can pronounce Lee Sin's top laner's name, I would love to hear it. I would love to be informed.
He's a bomb star. Speaking of he's a bomb star, he's sitting on Soul Point, loses his tower, but it is for the cause. Ornn coming back with 2 items completed, sitting on level 13, getting real close to being able to spread those ornaments. And at this point, Razorleaf has plenty of room to get stronger, and I do not look forward to seeing what happens when he does.
Yeah, he's going to get stronger, and he'll have no problem and no worries about getting stronger because his whole team comp can protect him. You can either protect him with their bodies, Oh, as they want to go ahead and take this sneaky Baron, there's no vision on this. The whole team, all of Lit Club Esports is on the bottom side of the map. All 5 members, they have no idea, no clue, not even an inkling. This is going down, and it's going down so quickly. This Baron is gone. The purple worm is going to get decimated.
1,000 HP left, and there it goes. There is nothing to do. Listen to Your Heart is just playing this so well. Like, what do you think about their ability to actually close out the game and make minimal mistakes here?
It's a matter of time. I mean, the thing about making minimal mistakes is that it's all about ease of execution on your competition. They have a very easy competition to execute on, and number 2, it's about just how much leeway you have. What is your room for error? I forget the actual word for it. What is your exception for error? They have a pretty wide margin of error here with all this frontlining, all this pick potential, and the protection from Kawaii Maya and the Moonstone with the wild growth. I mean, and then if Wiggy Wonka can go in, dive in, ult in, and bring everyone closer to him. I mean, look at this. Look, and they have all the siege. They have all siege they need. I mean, this. If they fail,
the fight breaks out and the bullet time does actually happen here, but Razorleaf manages to survive the wild growth coming down. Steve Tortilla just jumping onto Fat Tigers. LGA having a fight with Ease of Bombstar on the side, but going down mid lane, you got Steve Tortilla trying to chase him down. Doesn't have the Impale available anymore, but he's still going to chase him down. Wanderer not really sure what he's going to do. Wiggy Wonka hitting the inhibitor here. Razorleaf trying to walk in, and you've got Steve Tortilla and co doing a ton of damage. Nobody can outrange this Jinx right now, and that's just a rotation up to the top side. While they may have lost the perfect game, Listen to Your Heart is looking to close it out clean. Wiggy Wonka just tanking up that turret on the way over to the admittedly small wave.
Yeah, a very, very small wave there, but I mean, like I mentioned before, you get a very good engage. That was not a bad engage on paper for Lit Club Esports, but they can just get kited away. They can even take the fight, but like, Listen to Your Heart has so much good frontline. Wait a minute.
It looks like they actually force out the flash from Razorleaf, but it doesn't even matter because they do so much damage. Razorleaf just getting to pre-fire here, and the Ornn Ulta is still going to take people down. Swaddleville trying to survive, has to take the flash, gets the Impale down. Fat Tigers is the last one alive. Razorleaf just pre-firing, and that is going to be the ace for the side of Listen to Your Heart. 13-0, and that's going to close out the game 1 for Listen to Your Heart, taking down Lit Club.
The super minions go ahead and swarm the base. This is going to spell the end. Almost a perfect game. 0 kills to 13. 3 dragons to 1. I mean, this is just an annihilation. This is 10, almost 11k gold league at 25 minutes. This was just when you allow a scaling composition to get ahead very, very early, you allow this Jinx to get 2-3 kills early. Both were ult usages, but I mean, this is just about Keen and this jungle pick. Yes, Skarner wasn't exactly the most proactive on the map, but when you're Volibear, you are forced to be very, very proactive because he's not a very strong jungler. And when you aren't proactive, even on good junglers, meta junglers, you can lose games. If you're on a not so meta jungler, on a team comp that needs to get ahead very quickly, because if you don't, the scaling comp is going to catch up at some point and they're going to destroy you eventually. I mean, you're in a very bad position when you're not able to do literally anything on the map, and it's made even worse when you see Izo and Ornn solo killing your top Pantheon on cooldown.
That's absolutely right. There's like... It makes it so difficult, too, when your win condition is so beset on being successful in the early game, on being able to run away with the game and collapse on the enemy team and choke them out while they have scaling options that need to ramp up. But, like, we're looking at this Jinx who is able to lane freely, manage to outrange them completely. The Lulu that was just admittedly on point this game. This Lulu just managed to prevent everything that Lit Club wanted to do, and I honestly anticipate seeing it banned this time around. And the Ornn actually coming in second in team damage due to his ability to just soak things up, just spread the damage from Bomby Cinder, and just overall be a massive nuisance. The fact that he was able to solo kill the Pantheon that early, you were saying in the draft, like, what do you do as Pantheon top into anything that you can't kill?
You have to look. You can lose lane. Losing lane is bad, but there's losing lane and losing lane graciously. If you're gonna lose your lane, don't I don't want to use the word ant, but don't give disrespectful deaths, because it felt to me like Fat Tigers did not respect Ezo on that on this Ornn. He didn't respect the burst potential and the dive potential, and he died in bad situations where he blew his flash. He's like 1 HP, and he steps back up to the wave against an Ornn who can just dash in there, and he can tank all those turret shots at level 4, level 5, and be just fine. You can't. He can. And I mean, that was just a really, really disrespectful way to play against a weak side top laner, because there wasn't a lot of jungle interaction in that lane at all. That was all Izzo on that Ornn. But I just want to talk about this Jinx real quick. You said most damage in the game. I say more damage than every single member of Lit Club Esports combined outside that Pantheon.
Yeah, and while the Pantheon did manage to spread out some damage, he did have a few good Grand Starfalls in the end, but it really just felt like they were on the back foot when they finally started fighting the way that they should. They never really got a single positive last breath off, and that really came from the Alistar just being in this awkward situation where he can't get multi-man knockups into a Lulu. There's just not a whole lot you can do against a comp that is so like fresh catered to make this Jinx successful, and you don't shut her down in the early game.
Exactly.
And with that is game 1, with Least Into Your Heart taking an early lead against Literature Club. Let's see if they can turn it around, send us to game 3, or if Least Into Your Heart is going to continue steamrolling the league and coming back from their early 2-match deficit at the beginning of the season. Again, I've been Dory K, and with me is Shells. We'll see you guys momentarily.
You're never gonna make it, you're not good enough. There's a million other people with the same stuff. You really think you're different, man, you must be kidding. Think you're gonna hit it, but you just don't get it. It's impossible, it's not probable, you're irresponsible. Too many obstacles, you gotta stop it, yo. You gotta take it slow, you can't be a pro, don't waste your time no more. Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? I don't give a damn if you say you disapprove. I'm gonna make my move, I'm gonna make it soon. And I'll do it cause it's what I wanna fucking do. Cause all these opinions and all these positions, they come in millions, they blocking your vision. But no, you can't listen, that shit is all fiction. Cause you hold the power as long as you're dreaming. There's no way that you make it. And maybe you can fake it, but you're never gonna make it. Are you just gonna take that? Make them take it all back. Don't tell me you believe that. Are you just gonna take that? Or will you fucking fight back? Fight back. You ain't gonna make it, you ain't never ever gonna break it. You can never beat them and they're better than you face it. Thinking that they give a damn, you're not thinking straight, kid. No, they don't give a damn, you got what I'm saying? I'm not fucking playing, I'll give it to you straight, man. There's too many others and you're not that great, man. Stop what you're saying, stop what you're making. Everybody here knows that you just faking. Nah, I don't wanna hear it anymore, I don't wanna hear it anymore. All these fucking thoughts, they are not what I need anymore. I'm about to shut the motherfucking door on all you poor ass haters with your heads in the clouds. Talking out loud so proud, you better shut your goddamn mouth before I do more speak out. It's about to head south. Never gonna make it. There's no way that you make it. And maybe you can fake it, but you're never gonna make it. Are you just gonna take that? Make them take it all back. Don't tell me you believe that. Are you just gonna take that? Or will you fucking fight back? Fight back.
fighting over rings, niggas won't be the king, but long live the chief. For a little old thing, little boys bang bang. Long live the chief. Niggas fighting over ring, niggas won't be the king, but long live the chief. Yeah, watch pretty mama while I slay my cane. Long live the chief. Cockroaches in the rat shit. Hand-me-downs with the patches. Mama put a little money in the mattress. Taught me how to make a silver spoon out of plastic. You can either sink, swim, or be the captain. Get the last word, I'ma get the last laughing. Now they say you're dinner while you're dressing so classy. I don't want my best dressed day in a casket. You can either lead, follow, or get out the way. Make a fucking move, it will make my fucking day. Got a 100-year plan, you just think about the day. Always been about time, more than been about play. Can't run with me, Usain couldn't run with me. Chief come to find you, you don't come for me. At best, you could run a little company. Nigga, at worst, I could run the whole country. That's right, pimp game like a brothel. That's why I don't judge a nigga's hustle. I Airbnb the crib like a hostel. Summer rate cheaper, cause the streets get hostile. Shut up, boy. This fire from a hobby boy. So no, I won't record for your homie boy. I turn the party out like a naughty toy. Then I go and hide in plain sight like a lobby boy. Yes, sir. That your dinner on the banner. Riding for my niggas getting locked up in the slammer. Elders saying everything's a nail to a hammer. And niggas can't spell, but we know I Instagrammer. Well done, better than well said. I read niggas well, a nigga well read. Really, I ain't met nobody smarter. That's why I got admitted, but I still rejected Harvard. I'm the Fresh Prince in a school where they couldn't read. Mama put me in a school with the Kennedys. When I met Bill Clinton, I was 17. But dead presidentials all my niggas need. Dining with the governor's daughter, and the father say I remind him of Obama. I'm the chief diplomat every day, and I'm black and white. Janelle Monáe. They won't be the king, but long live the chief. For a little old thing, little boys bang bang. Long live the chief. Niggas fighting over rings, niggas won't be the king, but long live the chief. Now watch pretty mama while I slang my cane. Long live the chief.
Welcome back to our matchup of the night. We have Lit Club going against Listen to Your Heart. And in our last game, we saw a very, very, very one-sided matchup there. I think we saw a Jinx go crazy from a Razor Leaf. We saw a very, very strong jungling effort from Steve Tortilla on that Skarner. And we do see that there's going to be a substitution in the jungle. It's going to be ADHD. He is going to be jungling now. After seeing that Volibear in the jungle not have the kind of result that you would have wanted, the side of Lit Club said we're going to go ahead and make a different move. Now, I believe we're going to see both sides make different moves in this first ban strategy here, because we saw some very strong things that I'm 100% sure that Lit Club is not going to want to see again in the second match.
That's absolutely right. The Jinx and Lulu were kind of the big shoutouts that we had from the first one, but Warren managed to actually solo kill the Pantheon, so managing to see if they put any priority on top lane's pick will definitely be something to see, as well as seeing how ADHD's champion pool differentiates himself and the identity of the team from when they used Kian.
Yeah, and the interesting thing is, when they had Kian, his champ pool was a little bit different than Steve Tortilla's, but ADHD and Steve Tortilla, their champ pool is almost a mirror image of each other, at least in solo queue. So that's going to be a very interesting matchup. You probably are going to see more of a priority on picking these junglers. Last time we had neither team picking the jungler until the second round of picks. That may change in this game right here because look, if you have the same champ pool, you may want to ban one out or have priority and pick that one before your opponent can pick it up. So there could be some different things happening here. We do see the Jinx and the Skarner banned by Lit Club. They said, okay, Jinx outdamaged our whole team, and the Skarner was way too proactive on the map. He was just a kidnapping machine. Steve, get on something else. Razor Leaf, we want to see you on something else. Can you be great on something else? And Lee Sin's ban stayed the exact same from game one.
That's absolutely right. Like, just getting rid of S-U-S. Sus. Seraphine, Udyr, Senna. Every game. Sus. It's sus. Don't let them play him. But yeah, they're these real big power picks that are really easy to be won, really difficult to counter in any way, shape, or form, so you kind of have to get rid of them if the enemy team plays them. At the same time, we see the Karma lock in for first pick. That is a flex from mid to support, although I anticipate seeing it support. I guess their top laner technically plays it too, but I don't see LGA play it very much personally, so we'll have to see where it's going to go, but it is a relatively good flex pick, and out comes the Kai'Sa.
Yeah, Kai'Sa first pick on the red side, definitely a very, very strong pick, an S tier ADC. Now, for the Karma, while it does have some flex potential, after seeing how, let's call it, uninspiring the mid lane gameplay was from LGA on this Yasuo. Yes, he farmed well, but didn't have a huge impact on the game. Everything crumbled around him, both bot side and top side and the jungle. I want to see him play on maybe this Yasuo, maybe the Yone again, just to see how he can play, maybe get some better roams off. But the Kai'Sa and Lulu, Kawaii Maya gets her pick, gets the pick there on the Lulu. That's going to be a strong lane too. Some very good sustain in the lane, and some very great peeling with that polymorph. So we're gonna see another very strong bot lane, and that's where the priority is because they did the most damage last game. They put in some very good work in the 2v2. Now we're seeing an Ashe on the side of Lit Club.
Yeah, and it's looking like Lit Club is trying to just go back to basics. We're gonna press R. We're gonna win. And honestly, seeing the Karma, you're gonna get to press R a lot. You got that mantra, real low cooldown, used for the obvious. Enhance your abilities, try to survive the initial burst, but you have the AoE coming down, you have Kai'Sa being paired with Lulu again, you've still got that Lulu, which was in my opinion the real problem. Being able to engage on Jinx would have made it a lot easier. Jinx wouldn't have been able to DPS if she wasn't so well protected, but now Kai'Sa's just going to do more of the same.
Yeah, Kai'Sa's going to still be a problem there in the back line, and if she gets that Void Seeker and she can just zoom, just out of nowhere, disappear, nothing personnel kid into your backline out of nowhere. She can just go ahead and be a monster on the Rift. The Malphite, like you said, press R and do your stuff. A lot of good engage. I mean, the Ashe arrow can start to engage off. Malphite R can start to engage off very, very strongly. We do see Lit Club with a little bit more AP in this matchup. That's very, very good to see as well. But they have they're already shaping up to have a much stronger team fight and a much better damage profile than the previous matchup. But like we saw in the last pick in the last draft, not a lot of priority and going ahead and locking in your junglers. They're saying that we want to make sure that our bot lane is secure. Both of these teams using their first two picks on their bot lane duo. So I like that because we've already seen the carry potential from Lee Sin, and this Diana wasn't bad at all. A lot of good roams from Wiggy Wonka, becoming a very, very strong force in this in the league so far lately. We do see the Yasuo and the Lucian ban from on the side of Lee Sin, so LGA, you won't get your last pick. And the Ornn and Cho'Gath are banned by Lit Club.
Yeah, that's definitely what they need on the side of Lee Sin to your heart. Maybe they're trying to push Iso onto something a little bit less comfortable, give better options to Fat Tigers. But to be honest, it's looking like the guy just has to slow the game down. They have to be able to play multiple phases of the game. If they can't win through lane, then maybe they can win through team fights. Maybe they can win through push priority. Nami?
I think you mispronounced that. It is actually Nani.
Nani?
Nani? You go ahead and pick a Nami here for the bot lane. That means what you said about that potential mid lane karma. This Lulu could be top lane. This is top lane Lulu. Wait a minute, they're planning on bullying Fat Tigers. Look, banning out the Ornn. If you're banning an Ornn because you get 1v1 in a solo lane where there's not much jungle presence, that's not really the thing you want. You're only gonna let more stronger top laners in potentially. So I don't know. Well, hold up. Wait a minute. Wait.
Oh,
Kassadin, Rek'Sai.
Kassadin, Rek'Sai. ADHD is a man out for my heart. He played some in-houses with us. I love Rek'Sai. Do I think Rek'Sai is in a great spot right now? Not much, but Rek'Sai has a plethora of gank options. However, the issue is Rek'Sai's burrow passive does not work if she is polymorphed. So those top lane ganks going to be a little bit difficult. Seeing the Lulu flex was really what just made this draft fantastic. Lulu and Nami are both going to be able to speed up the Hecarim. They're both going to be able to enable these dives. And Kai'Sa's just going to say, you know what? Screw it. I'm going in with you. Let's go.
This is such an interesting draft, and I can't say who has me scratching my head and rubbing my hands like Birdman even more, because look, seeing the Kassadin locked in from LGA, he says, okay, if we're going to go late game, we're going to go late game. They're saying, you guys were very good at scaling last game. Well, I'm going to make sure that I am the scaling king. Malphite is very strong. Rek'Sai, like you mentioned, really can't go top. I mean, you're not going to... You're really not going to do much against this Lulu. Lulu is so strong in lane, and the itemization is so cheap that you're going to have two potential Moonstone abusers on the map for your Hecarim, Kai'Sa, and Diana. Plus, you get the speed up once you get that. Once you do get that Staff of Flowing Water as well. I mean, you're gonna be in a position where Hecarim's going in, Diana's going in, Kai'Sa can go in, and you're trying to get that sustained damage off on them. And Lulu and Nami sitting there CCing you, healing them. They're also putting in a little bit of damage as well. So I mean, you're on the side of Lit Club. You have to, if you're ADHD, you have to be way more proactive on the map, because this is a composition even stronger than the last one. If they're allowed to scale, you have a Kassadin and a Malphite. Those are all great scaling options, and even the Karma to a certain degree won't be in a solo lane, but it's still Karma. You're gonna be put in a bad position if you're not able to go ahead and be very, very strong in the early game. I definitely want to see how this top lane matchup goes for sure, 100%.
Yeah, this matchup could be what makes or breaks the game. And honestly, Malphite, great at being able to wall off, some of our traditional top laners, but the Lulu matchup, I feel like, is not that easy for him to sustain. Then again, I mean, maybe he won't be getting solo kills on him with a Lulu. At least I hope not. I really hope not. But, I mean, you blow Flash early, and Hecarim Lulu is a great combination for setting up 2v1s. It's a great combination for setting up dives. And if it's reminiscent of last game, oh my god, was Wiggy Wonka fantastic on the Diana.
Yeah, if you see Wiggy Wonka come through and he actually goes and roams top, you mostly saw only bot lane roams from Wiggy. But this top roam has potential. Now you're on an even safer pick. You said, okay, you were getting blown up by the Ornn on Pantheon. Okay, now you're on Malphite. You're on a literal mountain. Do not get solo killed, please, my brother Fat Tigers. Don't get solo killed. But in this game, you could very easily get 3-man dove with not a shot. You have no chance to survive in the early game. And if this Lulu gets even stronger, I mean, just the rotation, just a dragon, you can give up farm. I mean, you can really give up farm this Lulu and roam around the map. And just having that extra support in the top half of the map, support in the bottom half of the map, these objectives are going to be, you have to be very, very strong in both vision and, I mean, LGA, look, on the Kassadin, you're just weak early on, so you really don't have all that priority and all that strength in the early game to get those objectives. So I really want to see just how different this Lit Club team plays with ADHD as the jungler, and just if they're able, how are they going to plan to execute their team comp, because there's a clear win con here, but I still think it's a little bit harder to execute than the side of listen to your heart.
Yeah, you've got multiple reaction points, right? You've got multiple dive points coming in from each side. You've got Kassadin, who's going to have side lane control over most of the champions in these games come level 11 or so, but getting to level 11 is going to be incredibly difficult. The Kassadin does not really push lane that hard. He's not going to have an easy time doing it into Diana. Although the kill threat's not going to be there. Kill threat wasn't really the problem last game. I don't see LGA getting soloed, but I definitely see LGA's teammates getting dove.
Yeah, you're not gonna really be in too much trouble on this Kassadin, but yeah, there's just such strong dive potential. And if this Lulu decides to teleport bot for a 4-man, I mean, that's just the way you one, get a double kill bot lane, turn to a dragon, you get all that, you get to clear out the jungle, get deep wards, and now if you're this Rek'Sai, you can't move. Yes, you can burrow and whatnot, but you have to come up eventually, and you're gonna be found out. Like I mentioned, Izzo can definitely sack a little bit of the lane as is Lulu. It's like Malphite gets ahead, okay, Malphite is a Malphite. Yeah, later on in the game, you're going to be 100% fine. Like, your team comp isn't going to be so worried about a Malphite getting slightly ahead. Now, if he's getting solo kills, which I doubt, then that's going to be a problem. But just getting slightly ahead in gold, and Izzo roaming a little bit more, won't break what this team wants to do on the side of Least Into Your Heart. So this is going to be all about proactivity from ADHD. The top side of the map looks a little hard, but I think you have to try to go ahead and get Swaddlebill and Wander ahead and be very, very strong bot lane and try to get your team to be even at the mid game, because if you're even with a Kassadin on your team, then you're actually going to be ahead once you get to the mid-late part of the match.
Absolutely. And let's take a look and see which of these junglers can take over this early game, and whether Literature Club can tie up the series 1-1 and send us to a game 3, or if Least Into Your Heart is going to continue steamrolling. We'll be back with you in just a moment.
So the penis unplugged. When the laws of entropy touch, you better dread the judge. Wiser men than us been crushed to find dust. When a fortune cookie dummy unfucked, I just shrug. A note like a broken electrical pole sum, but a done for the scum of the circuitry on the run. Haven't seen the sun with the naked eye much, so the neon is my god and it shine on the numb. Hop up with the bike uncut, okay, ready. Work ain't been too steady, I'm headed for something heavy. If you got the credits, I'll pull the crime of the century. Morality's only a memory when belly's empty. Swine get they high mind, focus on taking mine. Get in line, swine, you want the 90, my piece of pie. Any fucker in this broke future that they design, don't comply. I'll supply a deletion, the end is nigh.
I used to pray to God, but I think he took a vacation. Cause now the state of Cali is ran by these corporations. The skyscrapers shallow, the homeless, the population. The degradation they face, which should be an abomination. They body parts are stolen and sold to the richest patient. And we the mercenaries at war with the active agents. The legislators that work for the status that kill the babies. Would die in the back of a bullet built on Mercedes. Just to serve, murder them and the chauffeur. With humble herb, let my brain exit the herb. That's righteous, huh? Inside the pump, holding a pump. Keanu Reeves, cyber arm under my sleeve. I blast them all, watch them fall like autumn leaves. Damn it, I can't leave. Night City keep calling me. God damn it, I'm a G. And this fuck shit is all it needs. Life a funky bitch, but this bitch ain't divorcing me.
Welcome back. We are here and live with Lit Club on the blue side, Lee Sin to your heart on the red side. Lee Sin to your heart had a great first game, almost a perfect game if it weren't for one tower going down, and we do see Lit Club doing the same strategy early on. I want to talk about the keystones, but we don't have time for it. Another 5-man bot side potential invade. I don't know if the ping went down from Steve Tortilla, if he saw this comp, but I guess they're just going to go ahead and back off. Nope, nothing gonna happen here. They see the horse just walking around in circles, and it seems to me like Steve did not see them because there are no wards that are going to be put deep in the red side jungle by this Nami or this Kaisa. So we're going to see both jungles potentially starting at their top side. I want to see Steve, yeah, he's going to go ahead and path back to his blue. That's a much better start for the Hecarim. But I do want to go ahead and mention that Steve Tortilla is taking Phase Rush on this Hecarim instead of Conqueror. Now, into more beefy compositions, you might want to go into Conqueror, but I can understand why, these faster kind of, you have the Rek'Sai, you have the Ashe that can slow you down, you have the cast that can just go away. Obviously, Karma's very fast. You can go ahead and go to the Phase Rush, but we also do see that, that we're going to have Comet on this Malphite. It's not going to be Grasp here. Wanting to get a little bit more poke in this lane.
And that's absolutely right, and we're starting to see it already. LGA not really taking much damage, but Wiggy Wonka prioritizing Qs on that wave, keeping the wave push, prioritizing an early level 2, and keeping Kassadin from going anywhere. With the Hecarim clearing and the priority coming from Wander, that was a really good dodge from the side of Kawhi and Maya, managing to avoid the Mantra Q.
Yeah, is able to avoid the Mantra Q, but what I'm going to mention is how I avoided to notice that there actually was a red ward on this blue buff for Lit Club. So the side of Listen to Your Heart, they do know where Rek'Sai started. I don't know when that ward got put down. I have no idea when it was put down. I assume it was by Wiggy Wonka. I don't know. But that was actually a very great late ward. They are very aware of the start. He has not a faster start because he did go for the 2 camp clear on the top side as opposed to Steve going for the full camp clear for the Hecarim as he likes to do. But already in the top lane, we are seeing this Lulu having its way with Malphite.
That's absolutely correct. And the other lane to play around, it looks like the 3 camp clear into level 3 for ADHD. They must know that the lane is actually warded, but you have the slow push set up from the side of Lit Club. They're trying to get a good path for the Rek'Sai, but Rek'Sai looks like he's just going to go into the jungle, try to get some offensive vision to tell where the Hecarim is. There goes the ward by the Grump, and they're going to be looking for this potential dive down here. Here comes the tracking. Exhaust goes down. Razor Leaf has to flash. The flash onto Kawhi. Maya goes down. Is the kill going to come down? It is not. ADHD has the return kill. First blood goes to the Kaisa. Kaisa sitting on double buffs is going to follow him down. But at the same time, Wiggy Wonka going into mid lane. She's running out of mana. And Fat Tiger is managing to get away from Izo. But not a whole lot's going on. Kaisa's Q is not do as much damage as it used to do isolated. Thank you, Riot. And Kaisa is managing to get an early CS lead, managing to get an early slow push, is really safe, has the double buffs, and this is a relatively good start for the side of Listen to Your Heart again. But again, ADHD, a lot more active this game than we got from Kian.
Yeah, already way more active than he was than we saw last game from Keen. But although Ashe was able to get that first blood, Swaddle Bill does get the 400 gold infusion. We do see, like you mentioned, Razor Leaf is actually the one who is actually ahead in this. He does get the 300 gold for the kill there. It was his support that died, as opposed to Lit Club's jungler, who was already behind in farm because he went for the level 3, the 3 camp buff to buff, and he went for the dive kill, which was great. It was proactive. But Hecarim is making some moves on the map right now. Going to go ahead and get a quick back. Definitely going to get the Sheen here, but a second attempt here.
The repeat dive coming in. They know there's no flash on there. But Kawhi and Maya able to get the stun out, and ADHD actually just goes down. Swaddle Bill and Wanderer were not on the same page as ADHD and Fat Tigers at the same time, taking all this poke but does not go down. Kawhi and Maya getting some harass down onto Wanderer. All those pokey mage champions that don't have a bunch of sustain built into their kit absolutely hate Nami, because Nami doesn't necessarily engage on you, she doesn't necessarily fight you, she doesn't necessarily hurt that bad. But God, is she annoying to deal with, and as I say that...
Wait.
As I say that, Razor Leaf gets the return kill, and Kawhi Maya manages to survive. This red buff is doing wonders. Razor Leaf still has full mana, has no reason to be out of the lane, does not get the isolated Q, so isn't able to take Wanderer down. And that is just this Kai'Sa getting further and further ahead without any jungler intervention on her own side.
Yeah, so first you have the kind of... Wait a minute.
It's alright, Wiggy Wonka being forced to flash away, but ADHD sitting at level 3 with no flash himself is forced to just walk away in shame. Manages to get the flash, but let's see if a follow-up gank later can do something here.
Yeah, gets the flash, but let's go back to that kind of... Let's call it a troll dive attempt, the repeat dive, the repeat gank there. Maybe it's just a lapse in communication between the jungler and the bot lane for Lit Club, but that just you give over another kill to... It was a kill to the Nami there, and that was a little bit strange because you were already kind of behind in tempo in the jungle. But then it was almost returned by Kawhi Maya when the Nami just steps up for almost no reason, gets put down to double-digit health, but Razor Leaf with the double buff. He says, "Thank you, ADHD. You are the reason why I was able to get this kill onto Swaddle Bill on the Ashe." And 2 kills for this Kai'Sa, had a double buff, and you already see it's a 17 CS difference in the jungle already. I mean, this is a very strong start for the side of Lee Sin.
Yeah, this is starting to look like a lot of the same. This early game is... Rek'Sai needs to have such a powerful early game, needs to get that early Prowler's Glove and get that activity going in the game. It was definitely a good idea going from Tribe Rush down, but it looks like they just weren't on the same page, weren't communicating the gank properly, and honestly with a little bit better execution that may have gone well. But you do see the blue side getting control of this river. Kassadin hitting level 6 quite a little bit ago, able to actually control the wave a bit better now and has that sense of mobility. It's going to be really difficult for Diana to get the, what's it called, Moonlight Vigils her ult?
No, that's
Moonfall.
Yeah.
So Diana not going to be able to get those. Moonlight Vigil, what's that?
That's Aphelios' stepsister's ultimate.
Ah. So yeah, not able to get that Moonfall very easily onto a Kassadin once he hits level 6. That Fleet Footwork definitely got him through the lane, so you can tell what he's aiming to do there. But Karma still hurts. You get a little bit of damage down there, and hopefully they can regain control of the game. It's not too lost yet.
Yeah, huge wave built up by Izzo on this Nami. Getting a lot of free poke on this Malphite. He'll get a good majority of it, I think, but he'll take some damage for it. Look at this. Look at the CS difference. 49 to 18 there. And even after all that priority we did see Lit Club with, ADHD was just so far behind in tempo, he needed to go and farm. So we're already seeing the side of Lee Sin getting that dragon when there was... Wait a minute.
Down comes the unstoppable force. ADHD trying to get the knock up, and down it goes. Wild Growth isn't going to be enough to keep Izzo alive. He's still going to be chased here. Does Malphite have enough for a Q? And ADHD going to try to get a follow-up. LGA is following up. We have Fat Tigers blowing the flash. Doesn't die to the tower. Down goes Izzo. And Lit Club going to get a return kill here. Get Fat Tigers out of a difficult lane.
Yeah, that was actually a great gank, and the kill... actually going over to ADHD. Maybe you wanted to go to the Kassadin, maybe you want to go to the Malphite, maybe not Malphite, but for sure the Kassadin, who's only building defensively or has that verdant barrier. So while Diana is making some moves in the mid lane, is very strong and will hurt, the verdant barrier is going to keep her at bay for just right now. But I mean, with Izzo in this lane, it's still going to be a very difficult spot for this Malphite. And if you're sitting there using all of your power to get a Lulu maybe a little bit not so far ahead, you're not get her behind, you have to get her a little bit not so far ahead, and you're using all that power to get a Malphite ahead, you're that's not your win con.
And reminiscent of game 2, here it is, Swaddle Bill being forced to blow the flash. The wave comes down, Razor Leaf going for the ultimate here to get in, but they actually are all forced to flash. Wanderer trying to chase him down, and LGA Wiggy Wonka gonna happily take that kill, but Fat Tigers actually gets the kill here. Razor Leaf still trying to get some damage. Wanderer gonna follow him down, and LGA coming in. ADHD looking to follow it up here. Razor Leaf has no summoners, but Kawhi Maya gonna go for the bubble here possibly. Maybe HD does not manage to... Oh, he takes tower aggro and goes down to the tower. Razor Leaf gets yet another kill and is able to turn this around out of nowhere.
That's a great counter engage. You make him chase you, and ADHD wants to be very aggressive. You see he wants to be very, very proactive on the map, but sometimes although the name of the game is proactivity, sometimes a little bit too much proactivity is a little bit bad. And as you did see Fat Tigers come down and immediately teleport to the bot lane, that was the go signal. Steve Tortilla said, okay, I'm immediately going to go to this Rift Herald. You trade, what was it, a 2-for-1 there in the bot lane for a lot of good plates for Izzo and a free Herald for Steve Tortilla, who is already 20 CS ahead in this jungle matchup. You are so far ahead in 3 different lanes. We haven't even mentioned how Razorleaf is about 30 CS ahead, almost 40 on Swaddle Bill on the Ashe, which honestly was a strange pick because Ashe is fine, but not meta, as LGA gets a -1 in all chat. This is spelling not disaster. This is a much better showing than last game for Lit Club. It's a better start, but you're still allowing the side of Lee Sin to your heart to get very, very strong in multiple lanes.
Now let's talk about this. LGA going to get engaged on. Not too difficult though. He's going to be able to just rift step his way over the wall there. But ADHD trying to shadow. You do have the side of blue team going in first, but you have the unstoppable onslaught coming, the onslaught coming in. Ashe ultimate trying to get that enchanted crystal arrow there at the last second, but it's not really going to do a whole lot, and that is control of the bot side river secured for Lee Sin to your heart. With no dragon available yet, about a minute and a half before it comes up, you will see that jungler coming back in time to try and contest this second Drake.
Yeah, you're gonna want to see Steve Tortilla clear out his whole blue side jungle. Like you mentioned, a minute and 10 seconds left before Infernal Drake. So we may, as Wiggy Wonka takes tower aggro to make sure he is able to hold up.
And then the re-engage goes in, but Wiggy Wonka actually gets his ankles broken. Neither of them die, but he's forced to burn the flash and his ultimate here. Wiggy Wonka not going to have that for the next fight, forced to go back. You have 50 seconds before the next Drake comes up, and tower might go down here. Steve Tortilla getting a hit off of it, getting the Rift Herald, and that's even more of a lead for Razorleaf. This man's is 4-0-2.
Yeah, I'm kind of confused if Wiggy Wonka has ever played against a Cassidy before. Burns the flash and the ult and the ignite there in that fight. LGA did go down to double-digit health, but there's not a good self-pill for this Cassidy, so you aren't going to have too much kill pressure, and burning your ult and both summoners just to do that, just to dive when you're in a fine spot. The wave's pushed in there. You're doing okay. You're winning in every other lane. Seemed a bit ambitious, but I guess when you're this far ahead, you don't have to really worry about it, as we do see a potential gank happening.
Yeah, and it looks like topside Izo is going to go down pretty easily. Rek'Sai getting the ult off, trying to get the E to try to finish that off. But they're going to give up priority over this Drake to get Fat Tigers out of a lane that's quite frankly a little bit lost already.
Yeah, like I mentioned before, like if your win con is protecting this Malphite against a Lulu, Lulu's fine dying, already has the Moonstone Mythic in the back pocket, and you're already 50 CS up on this Malphite. If your game plan is to protect this Malphite to the point where, I mean, when you're giving up dragons, and the soul is going to be an ocean rift, which you need to be more proactive about if you're on the side of Lit Club. But if that's what your game plan is coming into this match, you're gonna be fighting a very slow losing game here, because getting this Malphite ahead is not the win con.
That is absolutely correct, and we're looking at gold leads pretty much across the board for the side of Lee Sin to your heart, except for a very, very minor gold lead for ADHD, but at the same time, he's already contributed 4 of the 6 kills of gold back to Lee Sin to your heart.
Yeah, so that actually puts you at a deficit. Like, it's cool to see the gold difference, but think about how much gold he's actually donated to Lee Sin just by himself, and you think about it, it's like, yeah, you're ahead kind of, maybe a little bit by like 200 gold in the jungle, but partially the reason why, wait a minute.
The enchanted crystal arrow is actually going to hit Kai'Sa in the back, but Steve Tortilla being forced to ult out, but ADHD a little bit trapped, is forced to flash. Kawaii Maya blowing the wave here, and we're going to see a re-engage on from Razorleaf, goes for the ultimate, and nothing going to come from it, but his Fat Tiger's going to turn around here. No, he's not. Wanderer being forced to flash away. Wiggy Wonka gets the dash off, and they have a big fat wave coming in top here.
Yep, and that's what happened. You get this is like last game. You have a good engage from Lit Club, but a better peel, a better sustain comp from Listen to Your Heart, and they're just able to, wow, it's a great wave clear by I believe it was the Malphite, but just better peel, better sustain from Lee Sin, and they just say, okay, if you want to come in at us, we definitely can take that. We can go ahead and kite you out here. But LGA is able to get free hits on this bot lane turret. He will probably take it, but 4 men in the mid lane for Lee Sin, they're gonna have priority in this lane.
Yeah, it looks like Razorleaf already going to get the first hits off on the tower, unless Swaddle Bill has something to say about it. It looks like we're just going to get resets instead. But LGA getting some good damage, doesn't manage to get a tower, but if they're able to get a tower and have it stabilize the state of the game, have them be able to take control of a quadrant of the jungle, maybe they can turn it around instead of getting snowballed on so aggressively like last game.
Yeah, last game is the exact opposite of what you want. Now, I was about to be really worried. I mistook what ADHD was building for LJ. I thought LJ built this Prowler's Claw. I was like, okay, the game's already over right now. I was like, wait a minute, Cassidy building Prowler's Claw? It's in the game at this very moment. But 4 mythics actually on the side of Lee Sin, and they're gonna go ahead and get a free Herald. I mean, you have such strong composition with so much good sustain, so much protection. I mean, look, you're just already gonna be. You have so much just priority at every single objective here on the map. What can you do if you're Lit Club? You really can't walk into them. They want you to. I mean, you can't do what these guys want. They want you to come in there, get polymorphed, get bubbled, and then the lockdown of CC, Wiki Wonka dives onto you, and now you're already grouped up together, and here is the Q and everything coming from Razor Leaf, who's already strong, 4-0-2, Kraken Slayer with the serrated Dirk. I mean, you're in a very weak position, especially since this Ashe still does not have a mythic. No one has a mythic outside of this Rek'Sai. I mean, you have to just kind of concede some of these points, and hopefully you're able to get a pick before a dragon comes up, and maybe you're able to get your very first dragon of the game. But with 50 seconds left on that timer, you're not going to be able to get a chance to do that anytime soon.
Yeah, this is an Ocean Drake that's about to come down. You've got Kawhi, Maya, and Izo already able to keep the Diana and the Kaisa alive so freely. And Razorleaf being a win condition for Listen to Your Heart in the first game, as well as many series they play, the fact that he's already this strong, has this much support, and has priority and control over the Drake Pit for this next Ocean Drake, the only real saving grace is that Lit Club did manage to go in and get their own vision, but that's going to quickly be cleared out by Kawhi Maya and Steve Tortilla. They have been all over the map this series.
Yeah, they've been just very. I keep saying it's the only word I know how to say, but it's just so true in solo queue and competitive matches. It's any organized League of Legends. If you are the more proactive jungler on the map, and you're actually efficient about it, if you're actually efficient, because we did see ADHD being very efficient, as we do see. They're actually on a ward.
It's the standoff. It's the standoff. Are they going to do it? They've got a pink to protect them. All right, Lit Club finally going to be able to pick this up. Are we going to see the team fight break out? We have Wiggy Wonka going for the fight on Fat Tigers off to the side, but Steve Tortilla still DPSing the Drake here. You have the ultimate coming down, Wiggy Wonka being forced to flash. ADHD goes down. The Enchanted Crystal Arrow hitting the Hecarim, but Steve Tortilla is going to survive, and down comes the Unstoppable Force. It cannot take down the Hecarim. Unstoppable Onslaught managing to finish it off, but it actually goes down to Razorleaf again, and this guy is getting more and more and more fed the longer they play this game.
That is not a good thing. As you see, your Ashe just now gets the first mythic, but when we see Razorleaf go back to the base, he might be able to go ahead and finish an item himself. This Herald is going to get dropped in the bot lane. This is going to get 2 charges for sure. I mean, you can just go ahead and just wave clear very quickly. Right now, there's going to be decent wave clear for the side of Lit Club here. This may not get 2 charges, depending on how froggy they're feeling right now. I doubt it's going to get 2 charges. No, it won't. But still, very great value right there. You get the dragon, you're on soul point, you're able to get tier 2 bot lane turret, and you already are pretty close to getting. You have good priority in all lanes. Baron's about to spawn very quickly. I mean, Collector's already on this Kaisa. You're ahead in just about every single place. Yes, Fat Tigers is able to get closer if being within 40 CS of this Lulu is closer, or anything to really even like care about. But the fact is, you really can't win these team fights. These team fights are just too hard for you. The damage coming out of Razor Leaf, the survivability of this Hecarim, and I mean, you have Nami and Lulu. What are you gonna do about those two? Not very much.
Absolutely, and let's not forget they're on soul point. So now the amount of pressure that Lit Club is being put on to just simply show up for these fights. Lit Club is being forced to face check everything, and this game state is being accelerated rapidly.
Yeah, and that's not what you want for a team comp that has a Caston. Yes, is at level 13, but you're going to get blown up. I mean, look, when you're going against a two Moonstone abusers in Lulu and Nami, who also have sustain in their kit naturally, and I'm looking high and I'm looking low, where is the healing reduction? It's not anywhere in anyone's back pocket for Lit Club, so they're gonna be able to just freely heal while their carries are freely doing damage. A lot of good vision in this top side river for the side of Listen to Your Heart. Not gonna take it, but I mean, just vision everywhere. The whole map is lit up red for them.
And here comes Steve Tortilla, popping the Ghost, popping the E. Is he going to go for it? It doesn't look like he's going to. Just threatening, you know, just saying, hey guys, I'm here. I'm trying to make another engage. Please respect me.
Whether they respect him or not.
But the Enchanted Crystal Arrow is actually going to land. They're all going to just blow all their ults to shut down Razor Leaf. And let's see if they can make anything out of it. Razor Leaf being out of the picture for a little while means there are no real range threats. Is Wiggy Wonka going to actually go for the engage here? We have the Unstoppable Onslaught and the Moonlight here available. Kawaii Maya has the ultimate. Is she going to pop it? Are they going to go for the re-engage? I don't think so. They don't have much of a wave. Wiggy Wonka actually looks for it. Down goes the dive. In comes the Unstoppable Onslaught. The wave coming down. Are they going to follow it up at ADHD? Trying to go through, but actually isn't able to survive. And Fat Tigers has no ultimate. He's going to be burned down. LGA trying to do something here to Swaddle Bill, and LGA just going to be forced to hobble away. And let's see if they try to prioritize this Baron now that Razor Leaf's back alive.
Yeah, you kill the carry, but you don't respect the ability of Wiggy Wonka on this Diana to get to the meat of your composition, bring them all in, and then the follow-up, you see Steve Tortilla get the Unstoppable Onslaught, and then he gets hugified by Izzo on this Lulu, and then, yeah, you're just not going to win that fight at all. Your Malphite gets blown up. LJ has to burn the Everfrost, not in the fight itself, which is strange, but had to use the Everfrost to go ahead and disengage from the fight there. You just didn't have that much sustainable damage there, because even though you do have an Ashe, the Ashe wasn't very strong to begin with. LJ getting some gold in the back, and that's great for him. That's a good job. But you just have a composition that just can't react. It doesn't have the ability to turn the fight if you get engaged on. If you're the one doing engaging, if you're the one getting the pick, yes, you can blow up Razor Leaf if everyone on your team presses the R key. That's very good for you. But with this Ocean Dragon coming in the next 30 seconds, and first on the map, first move is Listen to Your Heart, having all that priority, and I'm sure they're gonna get some deep wards here. I mean, what's the move? What do you do?
There's not a whole lot you can do. They're being choked out of vision. They have to make one last stand here. We've got the ultimates available. We've got flashes available for LGA. Wanderer doesn't really have much, but Razor Leaf has his flash available. Kawaii Maya has her flash available. All ultimates are available, and this is Soul Point. This is Ocean Soul Point, and you see the teleport coming in from the side of Fat Tigers. What's he going to be able to do? He's actually getting denied, has to use the Unstoppable Force to get out, and just dies. LGA trying to stack up his ultimate off to the side, but there's nothing he can do right now. What are they going to try to do? Do we see ADHD try to go in? Nope, they're just going to give up the soul, and let's see what happens here. We've got some Baroned up champions. We've got a soul. We've got Steve Tortilla running it down mid, looking to take this game. We still have ultimates available for Razor Leaf, Wiggy Wonka, Maya, Steve Tortilla, Izzo, as well as the Enchanted Crystal Arrow available again. We're going to still be able to see a fight, but Wiggy Wonka just going for the dive. He's a madman! Hecarim, Steve Tortilla going in, getting so much damage off, and then you actually have Kaisa getting chain CC, but it doesn't even matter. She's able to walk away. LGA just limping away. Fat Tiger's trying to do everything he can to save the team, but there's not a whole lot he can do anymore. Red team, Listen to Your Heart, looking really strong here, and this is just going to upset the balance of Affliction Esports. Listen to Your Heart saying, we don't care about the standings, we don't care about LGA, we care about getting those W's. Listen to Your Heart just closing it out so cleanly.
so cleanly, so efficiently, and so convincingly. 13 kills to 0 in the first match, 5 kills at 15, almost a perfect game. Not really perfect game in this second one, but 8 towers to 2, all 4 dragons. And to look, what's really strange about the team comps in this matchup was that it was Lit Club that drafted the Kassadin, but by the end of the game, it looked like every single champ, every single carry for Listen to Your Heart, all of them were casting. We saw Wiki Wonka just going in, flashing in, just warping everywhere with the moonlight, the crescent, and everything. Steve Tortilla is obviously dashing in and out of the fight. Razor Leaf is making those moves as well. It looked like people were getting blown up on the side of Lit Club, as if Listen to Your Heart was one with the casting on their team. And if you allow what Razor Leaf and Kawhi Maya were able to do in both these games, if you don't ban out their champions, they're just gonna stomp you. They've shown that they can make moves, and they did it on 2 different champs. They did it on 2 different champs. Actually, I think we did get Nami in the first game. Yeah, we got Lulu. But yeah, so we've seen both of these bot laners able to put in extreme amounts of work, and the team for Listen to Your Heart, they draft really good front to back and really good peel to make sure their bot lane can get ahead early and continue that snowball. Yes, they were 7th. Yes, they were 2-2. But now both of these teams are at 3-2. They are tied, and it looks to me that record isn't everything, because Listen to Your Heart won this so hard and so convincingly. I gotta say, they're probably a notch above Lit Club at this moment.
That's absolutely correct, and we kept talking about how Listen to Your Heart, yeah, they're 2-2, like there's not a whole lot going on. They had a pretty meh showing, but they got what was considered an upset last week. But this week, I think this says, no, Listen to Your Heart is here to compete. They're here to prove everybody wrong that said that they're going to be a bottom tier team in this league. And Razor Leaf especially, and Kawhi and Maya, showing why they should be in contention for one of the best bot lanes in Affliction.
Yeah, they went crazy, and like I said, it was on different champs. It wasn't just like they tried to run it back again. Steve Tortilla was really good in the jungle. I think the big thing, outside of, Fat Tigers not really having an impact in the top lane, whether he was playing the Pantheon or the Malphite, both relatively safe, weak side top laners. Maybe not the Pantheon, but he could have had more impact on the game than getting killed on cooldown by an Ornn. But both the junglers for the side of Lit Club, just one didn't do anything on the map picking a Volibear, the other tried to do way too much on the Rek'Sai and had 4 deaths in the first 8-9 minutes and got so far behind that you really couldn't do anything. You fed their bot lane, and Razor Leaf just said thank you, took all that gold and became a killing machine.
That's absolutely correct, and it just seems like Listen to Your Heart had answers. So we want to see if they can bring it back these next few weeks. Lit Club's still going to be relatively safe in the standings, still up there. But Listen to Your Heart is looking to just run everybody down. Next week they're facing off against Shots Fired, and that's a team that's kind of looking shaky. They're looking back and forth. You never know. But at the same time, Literature Club going to be up against TSQA. TSQA has been having a relatively good showing in the league so far, so it is an opportunity for Lit Club to say, no, we're still good. We've got this. So I'm excited to see what happens with both these teams now being 3-2 in the standings.
Yeah. I am too. I think that we'll see. I don't think that Lit Club is a team that should just be, after this game, like, okay, they had a bad showing in both these matches, both these games here. I think it was mainly drafting. I don't know if it was a problem with the play. I think the shot calling was a little strange. The drafts felt a little weird. Yes, ADHD on the Rek'Sai. The Rek'Sai is a weird pick, but it was also some decision making as well. I don't know what to really make of it. I think that Listen to Your Heart just came out and they had something to prove in this matchup, and we will see moving forward how both of these teams fare. They have a good chunk of the season left to be a little bit more convincing and where they actually belong in the standings. I hope we do see both these teams improve as we go along, and I think we had a very, very great 2-0 series here tonight.
Yeah, I was very excited to cast it. I appreciate you again, Shells, coming in and taking care of business with me, casting alongside me. I know can't be very fun working with a play-by-play caster that's also running the camera, but I super appreciate you coming in and casting with me.
Not a problem. Have you back anytime, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And with that, again, everyone, this has been Shells working color with me. Dude is awesome. Make sure you follow him on Twitter. You saw his Twitter tag up in the draft wall scene, but one more time, it's Shellatron with 3 N's at the end. Make sure you follow him. Make sure you ask him to cast your various events. Dude's super talented. My name's been Dory K, and as much as I love all of you, I really hope I'm not on the caster desk again so we can give you the best quality play-by-play possible. Make sure that everyone comes in here, subscribes to the YouTube channel. Make sure to turn on those notifications, the whole YouTube shill thing. Because next week on 228, we're going to be showing off the Trench taking on the currently undefeated Rockport Esports. Thank you so much for your time, and we'll see y'all next week.
Hold up. There's like a droning noise coming out of my headphones, man. Oh, that's the beat? That's the actual beat? All right, man. Shit. No idea. Yeah, let me try this. Okay.
Overkill, kill, crossing, Kilimanjaro, kill.
Can you ain't standing? I don't think you understand it. I can't stand you, not gonna take that sitting down. Okay, I slam my body, drop like drowning pool. He's 17, boy, stay in school. Ain't gonna make me lose my cool. That fan gon' blow right out the blue. I see you when I see you, like a movie trailer preview, huh? But he ain't coming back, so don't be waiting for that sequel. Your bones is getting broken like that ex that made you single. I reverse your hype entirely and see you in my review. I don't care about if this feed you. Watch me blade the key like Riku. I'm so impressed you goofies. Why you Donald Duck for cover? Call your people, get your brother. I'm aiming at your mother. If he think he's slick as butter, can't believe it. Grab your cousin while they dreaming under covers. Annihilate your lover. I shoot a jumper out the courthouse, still gon' beat the buzzer. They never should've let me out the cage. I've been in lying down, exposing all you liars now for what you really are deep down. Could've been this way before, but chose to be this way right now. Could've been on top before, but too lazy to go and take trash out. Yeah, with K, keep that shit with K, but hard like 2K. Get your face, how my space erase everything you make real quick, Black hole your shit, One track your bitch, she pull close, get sucked in, Damn, that twin picker, She follow dick, Slip inside her DM, slip inside her, she get wetter, Fuck it, so tech, give me lines like you sell tech, or shoot back like Tech 9, then 5x3 right at your neck. There's words that's done set. Need a sensor like it's triple X, I triple up your debt. Now he doubting if he better dead, I put his ass to bed. Like little baby while he wag, cause clearly you upset. Like you verified, I send a check that's pointed at your chest. What you want with me? Nigga, what you want with me? This a Kodak moment, cause we in here smoking broccoli.
My friend.
Flashbang, white screen, no field of vision. Can't see what you can't hear in the distance. Cause your head bust, I scope you like it's 1v1 or Russ. I keep that thing tucked as fuck it, can I let you up? Flashbang, white screen, no field of vision.